Next up, we have Shaikh.
Hi. I'm a bit nervous, but actually I'm a lot nervous, but thank you. Desperation is a ghost of heightened proportions. I find myself stupidly scavenging for words that run away from my fingers like fine sand. I wonder if they're even there at times. And my nails dig into my own core for memories, for a map to guide them and a bite to them in their search. This is how I pour out what I do. Why it flows like a river amongst the vacancy. Drought. But every time I bend my knees in prayer and dig deep into the essence of what makes me who I am for bits and remnants of my pain, the small trace of water that shall quench my thirst disappears. It's left with nothing but dust like grains. I want to write, build a castle of words and thoughts and tears, but my own waterfall was brought to non-existence. My own unmotivated nature has brought scarcity to my very feelings. I am drying, shrinking, and the subtle recalls of pain from a sleepless night brings back the tears, the flow, the creativity. But my frail, shaky hands do not seem to want the cold, flowy clearness to grace and shrivel more of their frailty. My hands are dirty and lifeless from the hunt for words. So it once more fades to obscurity. There is sand. There is more of nothing among nothing. Infinite trails erased over themselves, turmoiled and tripped over. So many ideas buried that have lost their timing and place and are now discarded because I cannot quench my thirst with them. Long ago, the days where holding up a flower amongst the desert would let me turn it into water, and it flowed and it painted me in nakedness. And I smiled because I felt the freshness of new words invade my body and caught it in wisdom as the petals became imbued with feelings so rich, so alive. I created. I was happy with all the tiny little clusters of memories that came to life with gentle strokes of care and water. I watered my art into growth and it wetted some life onto me as it sprinkled joy. No sand seemed to surround me. I was a garden. I was joy, green, filled with thorns and scented of roses, red, white, purity, and life that emanated the gloom, and life that coated the gloom I emanated. And they wrapped me into ivies, asking for more of me, for eternity in my words, purpose, light, life, until they took what fueled the water, the river, the falling. It collapsed into shambles, a broken heart and a tattered suffered soul. Consequences arose, the darkness took over, the gentle strokes of poetesses at seas, and the wilderness had to fight on its own. It was havoc and chaos. I fell out of myself. All flowers have died, much like any traces of what kept them going, and of what will eventually result in my demise. Deprivation, drought, damage, death. A poetess, shattered heart, kneeling ahead, scavenging for remnants of her glorious construct of worlds and words, all herselves, or all her presence and forms, all dead. Only sand, black, grainy, much like her within.